question here, Greg.
Okay.
Maybe not. How to share the video with my class on Zoom.
So when you are going to share your screen.
Okay. We are now going to go into Adobe Rush. The first thing that we need to point out is that there was an email that was sent at the beginning of the year from Alan Ashton talking about the Creative Cloud. And he gave instructions here for how to do it at home to get your Adobe Creative Cloud, to be able to put things on at home. We've also added that link. I think we put that.
It's in the newsletter.
In the
yesterday's
newsletter,
newsletter.
So here's the link, things to do. You're going to go into adobe.com and sign in with your Nebo account. They say to make sure if there were any older versions to uninstall them, but it says to back it up so that you can reinstall it later. And then you go into the enterprise ID and then you log back in again. From there, as you walk through the sign in with your enterprise ID, sign in with your Google again, then in your apps and services, you can download the apps that you want. And Adobe Rush is one of those. Photoshop is in there. Lots of different things you can use from in there. Says if you see you need to set permissions, just set okay. Follow it through depending on the size of what you're bringing in. Will be how it could take a long time to install. But there's the instructions to go through. Something to note is anything that is on your personal device is not supported by the district. So if there's issues, if there's problems, the IT people cannot come help you with it. I am sorry about that. If you want to put it on your desktop at your school, just ask your IT specialist at the school to help you out with that, and they will come and install it for you. Okay, let's get into Adobe Rush. Adobe Rush is very similar to iMovie. Please note that when you come in, that it needs to be already on your computer. It won't pull unless, of course, you have the Drive desktop filing over here, so you can pull from your Drive that way, but it needs to be in your folders. If it's not already over here, you'll need to download it and use it from there. It won't just, you can't just go get your Google Photos or get your Drive. You'll have to come the other way. I'm going to come back out. So once you go to create one, you pick the media that you need and go in. I'm going to go into one that was already done. We made this one for Barnett for their leadership day last year, just to be able to see the options of one that's already put together. Let it load. So just like in most of the other ones in iMovie and those things, you have titles you can add. I'm going to bring over the sidebar so you can see them. Come on, open up. Sorry, it says it's not responding at the moment. Sorry. Running too many things on my computer at the same time. It wants to go slow. All right, are we working now? It says it's. Come on. There we go. Okay, so here is where you can add your titles. Come on, open up. All right, so here's the titles that you have. As you hover on it, it tells you how to do it. It tells you options of things you can do inside. It gives little previews and tutorials, little GIFs. Down here are the different titles you can use. Here are your transitions. Here are your filters that you can use. Come on, switch over to the filters. In your video, you can adjust your speed. You can adjust the audio. And there are some cropping features. Now, if you use iMovie, if you're familiar with it, there are Ken Burns options inside of it that you don't have that in the Premium Rush option for Adobe. You can change the position of where it is. So I can, whatever's clicked on here, so that you see it. Open that up there. And you can see I can move where the image is, but I can't start in one position and move it to another. It's not like, okay, start here and then end here. It won't do that. It's just where it's going to be for it. You can rotate it, give it some fun feel. And if you're like, just take it back to its, you can reset to its default. You can change your zoom and your height. So if I make it small and want to put it up in a corner, I can put it somewhere, but then it stays where it is. Okay. There's also your cropping feature, so I can take down from the top, up from the bottom. Bring it in from the left. So that's how you can crop it if you want to take some things out of it. You can also make it see-through to an extent. If you were going to layer it, which you can do. You can also feather in the edges, give it a softer look as well. So those are your features and options over here on the side. And to get rid of it, you just click on click off. Click on it again to click it off. Over here on the left, you can make a duplicate of this whole thing. Here's where you can trim as you go along. Like, oh, here's where my stopping point is. I'll just put right here, and I'm going to trim that, and it'll put it in 2 different spots. It does have an undo feature as well to bring it back. I can duplicate the whole line. I can delete it. This is a cool little feature, and it's expanding the audio out. So now all the things below it, you can see they're still connected to each other. So if I edit this down, if I pull on it to make it shorter, come on, there we go. It brought the audio with it. And here shows me this bottom one. It'll bring up more rows. So I can add in more layers. I can add in more media, a title, different media, voiceover. If you click on voiceover, you'll notice this next row now has a record button. So now I can record over it. All right, now I'm talking and it's a pickup from where, and I'm recording over it. So fun times for that. You probably didn't hear the sound. I don't think I forgot to hit the little button to share my sound. I'm gonna undo. We'll take care of that later. But that's how you can add in additional lines, add in layering where that opaqueness would come in. So this line I'm just gonna get rid of, so I don't need it. And that's how you add in extra features. I wanted to kind of go through this a little bit quicker because it is very similar to the iMovie and things that we have done. When you're done to share it, there are a lot of sharing options. When it opens. Okay, you can save it to your computer. You can upload it straight to YouTube, to Facebook, Instagram, and Behance. I don't know what Behance is. You can share it straight over to those. So you sign into your Nebo account, or our Nebo account, your YouTube account. If you're doing YouTube, you can select a playlist if you want to put it in. Your sequence here is your privacy to put it there. You can schedule where it's going to go. It even has advanced settings, the things you can put down in here for your resolution and the quality that it's going to be. Keep a copy of it as it does it and title it. And when you're ready to go, then you click export and it'll send it straight to YouTube for you. And then when it's finished and you publish it and you say done, it then says view in YouTube for you to be able to get the link to be able to share. So that is Adobe Rush in a very quick nutshell. Are there any questions in the chat that I haven't seen because I haven't opened it up that I can answer really quick?
Doesn't look like it. Hey, Greg, I think we're going to do the last two on Thursday because we've
Yeah.
already run an hour here, over an hour.
Sounds
so
great.
We'll go over Google Photos and Adobe Spark page on Thursday. There are links to those in the newsletter that came out yesterday afternoon if you want to see what they look like or